It's Dean Ambrose! Ambrose in the building! From behind! DDTs on Keith Lee! The Saviors are going to TLC! Back from injury! The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes! In his first match on SmackDown, Hangman Page is the #1 contender to the Intercontinental title. Hangman Page, you might want to clear the ring. Kazuchika Okada calling Ciampa out, it seems, for a fight this evening. He wants the bat at TLC. He wants Ciampa for the title that's in his hands. Well, it's all on the line next week for Okada. If he wins, Okada gets Ciampa at TLC for the WWE title. Hello everyone and welcome. This is SmackDown. We are on our way towards TLC. Tables, ladders and chairs. 3 more episodes for the blue brand to go. And tonight we are overseas in Monterrey, Mexico for a big edition of SmackDown. So big, there are 3 matches here tonight we're talking about. The former Intercontinental Champion, Jay White, will take on the #1 contender to that very title in Hangman Page here this evening. And then we've got effective 2 #1 contender matches. Ruby Riott against Shayna Baszler, the first of them. The winner will face Paige for the SmackDown Women's Championship at TLC. And then in our main event of the evening, it is do or die for the Rainmaker, an opponent of Tommaso Ciampa's choosing. If Kazuchika Okada wins, he gets Ciampa at TLC for the WWE title. We're starting things off here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, with a very big athlete, and that is Jeff Cobb making his way out here. Some fallout from the Battle Royal that took place last week, as Jeff Cobb is going to go one-on-one against Elias. Now it was something rather interesting popped up during the week, and we'll get to that in just a moment as Cobb makes his way out here this evening. Quite the response for him south of the border here in Mexico. Packed house here. Been sold out for a while now since SmackDown announced it was going to go south of the border. Jeff Cobb would have liked to have walked into this venue as the #1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. That wasn't the case, but he was subject of a tweet earlier today from Bobby Fish, tweeting out that a guy like Jeff Cobb is a failure, and that Elias, a member of the Dangerous Alliance or not, we're not too certain, was going to put him right in his place. And here he comes, and there's a silhouette in the background accompanying him towards the ring, and I would argue that's the silhouette of Bobby Fish. Up close and personal look to the man who he had plenty to say about on Twitter earlier today. That is certainly something to catch the ire and the attention of the 3-time WWE Champion. Elias's position within the Dangerous Alliance is still not really known. Is he even a member of this group? I'm not entirely certain. What I do know is that Fish is accompanying him out right now, and Jeff Cobb has plenty of anger for Cobb to get off his chest, having failed to win that Battle Royal last week, and I would imagine having seen that tweet earlier this evening from the man on the outside who was watching his match up close and personal right now. Warm welcome to you all for this edition of SmackDown, wherever you are. Stacked card, plenty of talking points here this evening. The return of Dean Ambrose last week still on the mind, as we take a good look at Bobby Fish, who is watching Jeff Cobb closely as he hits that dropkick in the corner onto Elias. And now look out here, Fish and Cobb getting in each other's face. Cobb and Fish, war of words with one another. Elias will use the chance for a clothesline, but Cobb doesn't come off his feet there. Look at the strength of the former Olympic wrestler, standing up and taking all the shots from the taller Elias, but a beautiful snap suplex. And the longest reigning WWE Champion will cheer that one on. Speaking of champions, we've got the WWE Tag Team Champions in action later on this evening, as well as we're going to be seeing the Dangerous Alliance taking on the Usos in a short while. Very stacked card here this evening, that's for certain. I mean, after what we saw just a few days ago on Monday Night Raw, you can imagine why the brands are looking to put on stacked shows, given that incredible match we saw in the main event, and throughout the entire card as well. For the red brand, Jeff Cobb almost getting the winner of that Northern Lights suplex. Cobb has turned things around and he is in firm control over the Drifter right now. Elias is in trouble here. Look at the strength of Jeff Cobb squatting with him as he hits a delayed vertical suplex. And now that he's watching up close and personal, does Bobby Fish still have the same view of Jeff Cobb as he currently manhandles Elias in that ring? Back-to-back gut wrench suplexes, a release variation on that last one. Through him. Cobb showing absolutely no remorse from behind. Up in a torture rack position. And it looks like he's going to go for the torture rack as well. He will, but Elias, part of his body there making the ropes, or at least the referee saying that part of his body made the ropes, and Cobb letting go almost immediately. Elias back up on his feet, back to countering, chopping the chest now. What a chance this would be for Elias to prove Bobby Fish right, to really derail Jeff Cobb here on SmackDown. Of course, who's had a hot start. He represented SmackDown in Survivor Series in the Triple Threat Call-Up match, NXT Call-Up match. Of course, he was pinned in that contest by The Miz, while Bobby Fish went on to win for SmackDown against Daniel Bryan. So I wonder if that's another reason for why Fish said what he had to say on Twitter earlier this evening. Right now, Elias is in control in the corner, and he is just putting the boots there into Jeff Cobb, stomping away at the gut. Things turning around here for the Dangerous Alliance. Well, I say that is, still don't really know what Elias's role within the group is, or if he even has one. Nice fireman's carry backbreaker. Now into a Boston Crab, trying to work over the back of Jeff Cobb. Trying to make him tap out here. Not going to be the case as Cobb flips him up and over and breaks free. Oh, you could hear the thud of that shot. Olympic slam. From one Olympian to another. Jeff Cobb honoring Kurt Angle with that one as he hits a massive belly-to-belly suplex on him. Look out, here comes the athleticism of him. Cobb up on the top rope. Shooting star press. Elias feeling the pain and the agony from that. And it's about to get a whole lot worse for him. Cobb is in. Tombstone pile driver. And now, Elias's World Tour is about to have a tour of the islands. Bobby Fish, watch closely. Do you still have the same opinion now? Jeff Cobb, your winner, as the action gets underway here in Monterrey. Cobb victorious. And only a quick celebration, because look at this, as Fish helps Elias up the ramp. Cobb has a microphone. There we go. Jeff Cobb did see what Fish had to say. And he is feeling confident after that win as well. Not only is he talking some smack, but he's putting out the challenge. Jeff Cobb challenges Bobby Fish to a bout at TLC. The new generation versus the old. Fish watching on. It seems as if now Jeff Cobb has caught his eye. Well, it didn't seem as if Shayna Baszler was waiting around to get her hands on the Riott squad. Choked out Liv Morgan backstage. Baszler on a tear already. And that number one contenders bout isn't until later on in the evening either, if Liv Morgan's even going to be at ringside for it. Well, folks, we move on to our next contest of the evening. Hype this one up earlier, and here we go. The Switchblade Jay White will go one-on-one with Hangman Page. It was Jay White, of course, who was just shy of breaking the record as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. I think it was 1 day or 2 days short from tying it. But not to be the case for him. White failed to get an opportunity, an immediate rematch as well. Christian James says that he wants his wrestlers to fight for their right. He doesn't hand out rematches, they fight for their right at the rematch for the title. Cobb failed to win that battle royal last week, eliminated by Robert Roode. Well, he takes on the winner of that bout in Hangman Page. Jay White may be without that Intercontinental title, and it is a weird image for the Switchblade as well. But he has to try and rebound here tonight. He has to make sure that he keeps himself in the hunt, maybe, for that Intercontinental title. Or maybe set his sights on a new prize as well, because here's the man who will face Kota Ibushi for the Intercontinental title at the TLC pay-per-view. Hangman Page making his way out, his first match on SmackDown last week, and he got the win in it. Eliminated Finn Balor, Elias, and Robert Roode all by himself on the way to victory. Crossed paths with the Switchblade briefly in the ring, but now here tonight, he will meet him face to face. And what a chance it'll be for the potential future Intercontinental Champion, as he will lock up with the former Intercontinental Champion. The Switchblade will be rearing and ready to go, but so too will the Cowboy. Hangman Page knows he needs a big win here tonight to cement a statement towards Kota Ibushi, the Intercontinental title, and the Saviors as a whole. So here we go. The chance is right in front of him, but it's not going to be an easy one. The bell rings and we're underway here between Hangman Page and Jay White. Great respect both guys have within that ring. When you look at a guy like Jay White, you might expect him to bend a few rules, to be far from a respectful wrestler, but it's hardly the case for Jay White. He does have his dark underlying ways. He does have his more sadistic side of him, but in many ways he kind of shares a lot of similarities with Randy Orton as well. He's cunning within that ring, but he's a fan favorite as well to a lot of people. Nice work there from Jay White. Experience on his side, of course, on the SmackDown roster. Hangman Page was hit or miss on some occasions in NXT. But however, Christian James decided to take the risk on him and bring him up to the main roster. Following the end of that brand, big knee in the face there in the corner. Brings him in for a short arm clothesline. Nice work there from Hangman. Good combination. Early cover in this contest. Jay White kicking out at one. Dead center, middle of the ring. Not much going on there for the number one contender. Back suplex incoming from Jay White. No, Hangman Page evaded. DDT there. Nailed him flush with it. Immediate cover. And this one gets a 2 count. Hangman Page with great fire this early on. Jay White trying to scarper, trying to get out of the ring, trying to get some breathing space. Hangman Page not offering that. Suicide dive from Page to the outside. Switchblade in big trouble as this matchup is getting underway. Back in the ring we go. No one home on that drop kick. Jay White evaded. There's press takedown now from the Switchblade in response. One move is all it takes to swing the pendulum of the match back in favor of Jay White. Look out. DDT of his own. I believe it was something close to 210 days Jay White was the Intercontinental Champion for. But it all came to an end at Survivor Series when he was pinned by Kota Ibushi. Good counter there from the Hangman. Look out. Top rope moonsault. Oh, White wasn't staggered enough and just sidestepped him in a sweet spot, but he didn't capitalize. Mistake made from the former champion and oh! Pump handle overhead suplex there from Hangman Page, but Jay White shrugging it off. Jay White has been through many a hard-fought battle. He knows what it's like to take a lot of offense. He had to overcome adversity to defeat Tama Tonga to win the Intercontinental title at Judgment Day. He's had great matches in the past with the likes of Dean Ambrose for that title. Oh, up and over the top rope. There goes Hangman Page, but he hangs on. That might not be a good idea, though, as Jay White is right there to capitalize. Rope hung neck breaker. And there's the more sadistic side of the Switchblades offense. Middle of the ring now, Jay White. Heavy kick in the small of the back there of the Hangman. Brings him up. Just to rock him back down with that forearm. You saw Hangman Page trying to stay on his feet there. Again, he'll roll out to the apron. Almost exactly the same place, but this time he's able to counter. Forearm in the face. Springboard kick back in the ring. Nothing incredibly flashy about it, but just effective. Super kick. Oh, White caught the leg. Elbows right down on the knee there. Look out here. Cobra clutch suplex from Jay White. Up and over went the Hangman. Has the arm here. Hangman Page comes up with the counter though. Nicely done. Big boot from him as well. Takes Jay White off his feet. Hangman Page rushing to the top rope here. Jay White up to his feet, but oh! Still staggered and dazed and met with a missile dropkick from the Hangman. Nicely done there. Elevated face buster. Cover made by Hangman Page. Oh! Crowd appreciating this contest. Some innovative offense attempted there by Hangman Page, but not to be the be-all end-all. White with a forearm shock and response. Here goes Jay White now. Traps the arm in the leg and drives him face first into the mat. Innovative offense on the Switchblade as well. Back and forth these guys go. Pump, handle, neck breaker. Nasty move indeed as Jay White works over the arm. Maybe trying to take away the buckshot lariat. Maybe trying to make sure that he doesn't have the power in him to hold on for the rite of passage. Jay White would have studied the tapes of Hangman Page. Right now the number one contender is reeling. Gives up his back. Another pump handle incoming. No, oh, great counter. What a counter by the Hangman. Slams him down. Top rope goes Hangman Page now. Huge moonsault from him onto Jay White. Hangman Page are going to get some cowboy shit done. Drop kick in the corner. DDT again from the Hangman. Look at this combination he's putting together now. Jay White's in big trouble. Incoming shooting star press. That could do it. 1, 2. Jay White kicks out at 2. Close indeed, but not enough just yet. Hangman Page, though, he stays on offense. Right hand's coming in onto the former Intercontinental Champion. This is the fire and the fight that Hangman Page will need to bring to TLC if he wants to dethrone the Golden Savior. One counter is all it takes. Exploder in the corner from Jay White. How bad does Hangman Page want it? How bad does Jay White want it? Main event caliber match here this evening, folks. And we are nowhere near the main event of the evening either. Hangman Page brought up to his feet here. Look out. Jay White drilling him face first into the mat. And that could finish off Hangman Page. He might be out of it. Blade Runner now. jumped his way up and over his shoulders. Hangman Page! Rite of passage! 2, 3! Hangman Page just beat the former Intercontinental Champion! What an immense win for him! What a win he can be proud of! Hangman Page, your winner! He beats Jay White on his way to TLC! If you counted him out before, think again! The Hangman just beat Jay White! Bad blood has risen between Marty Scurll and Jon Moxley. Dean Ambrose no more, but Moxley met with a rebuttal from the villain. Yep, SmackDown certainly going big as we move on to our next contest of the evening here, folks. The match we were supposed to get at TLC, but the match that got changed last week due to the Saviors beating the Usos to take the number one contendership away from them. And now it's all about rebounding for the Usos. Now it's all about finding their footing again. Now it is all about proving that even though they lost the number one contendership, they should be at TLC. They should be in the same ring, competing for those WWE Tag Team titles as they look to go toe-to-toe against the Tag Team Champions themselves. The Dangerous Alliance make their way out one by one, and first out, it is the almighty. It is Bobby Lashley. Big boos for Lashley here this evening, and Heyman has made the trip as well. See him on our left, soaking in the reception. He loves the hatred. He feeds off of it, does Paul Heyman. As Bobby Lashley makes his way towards the ring here this evening, this can be a statement message now from the Dangerous Alliance towards the Saviors. Paul Heyman and Ricochet are not too far alike in many regards. They both think ever so highly of themselves. They both think that they both believe themselves to be a saving grace to SmackDown in some ways. And they both believe that the group that they've assembled is going to be better than the other. And of course at TLC they'll both believe that their group is going to hold that gold for them. Lashley adjusting the title a little bit there as he gets ready for this tag team matchup. Crowd already cheering on the Usos, it would seem. A man who has already shared the ring with the Usos makes his way out. Sheamus, of course, defeated, I believe it was Jey Uso in a triple threat match, also involving Roderick Strong a few weeks back. And tonight, he will look to do it again over the combined effort of the Usos to show why the Dangerous Alliance are the ever-dominant WWE Tag Team Champions. Won the belts at No Way Out, defeated the Good Brothers to win them. And you see where Sheamus' loyalty lies. And I'm sure Paul Heyman gets a kick out of that shirt as well, and the Titan Sean that accompanies Sheamus as he makes his way out here this evening. Bobby Fish has the same. It's all about the love for Paul Heyman. The Usos going to be talking through some last-minute plans. Maybe Heyman doing the same with Lashley at ringside as Sheamus makes his way out here. He is ready for this bout. And I believe the Usos will be ready to prove a point not only to the Dangerous Alliance but to the Saviors as well, and maybe try and let Christian James know that maybe, just maybe, the bout at TLC should have the Usos back in it and be a triple threat match for the tag team titles. That could happen here tonight. It is non-title, of course. The Usos could very quickly be added back to the title match. So it's going to be Jimmy Uso starting things off here with Bobby Lashley. Bell rings and we are underway here between them. Lashley coming in hot, but Jimmy Uso getting the counter there. Some forearms to get us going here. Big back elbow from him. Has the arm. Does Jimmy Uso early on. Lashley, of course, well, the Dangerous Alliance as a whole with the weight advantage. Perhaps the heaviest team in the tag team division on SmackDown compared to the others. I mean, the Saviors, they've certainly got the weight advantage over. The next, maybe the closest I can think of, are the Good Brothers because of Luke Gallows, but they already knocked them off. Jimmy Uso, second rope. Senton splash, he went forward. The knees were up in time there by Bobby Lashley. Lashley feeling the impact of it. Maybe why he whiffed on that lariat there and couldn't capitalize on Jimmy Uso. Has the arm. Lariat. Has the arm again. Kicking the gut. Nice DDT there. Jimmy Uso goes into an early cover on Lashley here, trying to put him away. Only the count of one there. One half of the tag team champions. Lashley also right back up to his feet. Quick as a whip it there. And the problems continue to mount here for Jimmy Uso as Bobby Lashley does what he wants within the confines of this ring. Huge lariat. Lashley keeping the momentum. Shoulder tackle there in the corner. Shoulder charge. Rocked. Doesn't know where he is. Spinning full Nelson slam from the Almighty. Lashley goes into the cover. Is it ball game here? No, Jimmy Uso gets a kick out of two. But the momentum has gone the way of the champions very early on in this contest. Lashley throwing him into the corner. Tag made in comes Sheamus now. Celtic Warrior enters the ring. Nice color coordination between the tag team champions as well. Rocking the black and red. Sheamus with a huge leaping knee there. Jey Uso holding his arm out there, pleading for them tag from his twin brother. But Jimmy Uso can fight on here. And that's exactly what he'll do. Big flying forearm takes Sheamus down. And he sees an opportunity to make a tag, but he's going to make sure that some offense is done in the meantime. Jey Uso, the legal man, held in the corner. Flying forearm now as Jey Uso is fired up and ready to get going in this contest. Super kick. Oh, leg caught from Sheamus. Jey Uso thought he got a big move in there, but Sheamus saying otherwise. And making the tag. Back in comes Lashley now. Look out. Oh! At the point of the elbow there landed on the top of Jey Uso's head. It was dead weight as Lashley turned him over and looks to finish him off. And he almost did. Shoulder up in time, but it didn't look like an emphatic kick out, that's for certain. In the corner again, some frequent quick tags being made here from the tag team champions. Certainly Getting the offense going. Yeah, but look at that. Jey Uso crawled and made the tag in. Jimmy Uso, the legal man. But Sheamus had it red, almost like he let it happen. Jimmy Uso sent face first into the mat, but he gets the counter. This time he gets the corkscrew forearm. It is a fight from behind for the Usos right now. The tag team champions have been displaying their dominance in this matchup, but Jimmy Uso's fire looks to be turning things around for the Usos. This time the senton splash connects from the second row. Jimmy Uso cooking, snaps him down, has the arm, has the leg, it's a tequila sunrise, locked in, right there, but there's Lashley to make the save. One stop was all it took to make the save right there and then. Super kick. No, wait a minute. Tried to transfer it into a DDT. But Sheamus countered it. Sheamus now by the head there at Jimmy Uso. It's a massive lariat. Jey Uso back on the apron. He wanted to tag back in there, but he weren't going to get it. Instead, it's the opposite corner we go. And another tag in this match to Bobby Lashley. Look at the tag team offense from the champions. Lashley put all his weight down on the upper region of Jimmy Uso's body there, and again, Jey Uso stretching his arm out as far as it can go to try and get the tag. Jimmy Uso counters, sends Lashley into the corner. Could we see an Uso splash? Maybe. Oh, if it was going to happen, Lashley put the stop to it, put the brakes on it, and now throws him across the ring, almost from one corner, diagonally to the other. There's the scary strength, and there it is illustrated again. Gorilla press, power slam. The fight is fading within Jimmy Uso. He is not getting up to his feet at all. Right hand with so much force that Jey Uso couldn't even block it. He's down. And so too will his brother be. Spear on Jimmy. Cover is made. There's two. And Jey Uso a fraction of a second too late. The Dangerous Alliance beat the Usos. Victory over the former number one contenders for the tag team champions. But here come the current number one contenders, the Saviors. Gulak and Strong from behind. The Saviors beating down the champions ahead of their bout at TLC. Big news there, but even more news coming our way for next week. It is going to be Keith Lee against Jon Moxley here on SmackDown next week. Will Moxley bask in his glory, or will Keith Lee feel the wrath of the dirty deeds? Well, we'll find out next week. A lot going on for next week's SmackDown already, as there is for this one. It's time for the first of an effective 2 number one contender matches as Ruby Riott faces Shayna Baszler right here, right now, for the right to face Paige for the SmackDown Women's Championship at TLC. Baszler came out last week. She was saying, she was enforcing the point. Paige had said that she could have a shot at the title, and she wanted it, but Ruby Riott came out and said that the last time she tried that, she got put to the bottom of the barrel. But if Baszler wants a fight, Riott will give her one. Paige said, why didn't they fight one another for the title, for the right to face Paige for the title, rather. Now, here we are. Shayna Baszler looks to be the next SmackDown Women's Champion, but don't forget, of course, as that title reminds you, she was the final NXT Women's Champion as well. An accolade that she is more than proud to remind everyone of. And she's already had her hands on the Riott squad here this evening, as we saw earlier on in the show, choking out Liv Morgan backstage, and the damage seemed to have been done on 1/3 of the Riott squad. Sarah Logan at ringside, Liv Morgan nowhere to be seen, maybe Shayna Baszler. sweetening the odds a little bit more in her favor and away from Ruby Riott for her own advantage. Shayna Baszler completing her lap of the ring there. The Queen of Spades is looking to swap out that gold for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that can happen if she wins here tonight. She's already choked out Paige once. Can she choke out Ruby Riott tonight and go on her way for a title opportunity at TLC? Getting in one another's faces right away, these two women. Body blow early on from Shayna Baszler, catching Ruby Riott off guard. Riott coming back though, the former SmackDown Women's Champion. Wants her moment in the sun. Believes her SmackDown Women's Championship reign at the start of last year was overshadowed, and she was screwed out of potentially holding that title for a longer period of time. She is crossing a dangerous athlete in Shayna Baszler though. Sends her in the corner. Oh, good God! Pulled the top rope down, and Ruby Riott's own momentum sent her flying up, over, and outside of the ring. Baszler now in control as we spell outside early on. Big boot. That was one rough landing for Ruby Riott there as she sent it to the ring pole. I knew Shayna Baszler showed no remorse, but my goodness, this is rough even by her own standards. Sarah Logan can only watch on, and I would imagine Logan might not want to get involved either, or she might feel the same wrath that Liv Morgan felt earlier on in the evening. And if you had to ask me, but I think Ruby Riott's going to be feeling in this match as well. Baszler laughing at Ruby Riott as she tries to pull herself up to her feet. There is no remorse, not an ounce of it in the body of Shayna Baszler. It is all offense, all destruction, all the time. Riott coming back with a forearm there. Ruby Riott doing all that she can right now. It is an uphill battle and then some, but it's a battle that she signed herself up for as she spikes Baszler with a DDT. Shayna Baszler though comes up with the counter right there and then. Went for the high knee lift. Ruby avoided, and Riott now. Crucifix roller to get a match with Paige for the title. That was almost a colossal upset win for Ruby Riott. Could that open the gates for her? Not quite. Remember back to TakeOver Brooklyn, you remember how Shayna Baszler dominated Io Shirai throughout the match. Shirai only won from her wit as she rolled out the Ace of Spades clutch to keep Baszler's shoulders pinned down. But it only delayed the inevitable for a few months longer because a takeover at the end, Baszler tapped out Shirai to win that title from her in that fatal four-way. Ruby Riott is learning not only why Shayna Baszler was the final ever NXT Women's Champion, but why she might well be the most dominant one as well. Ruby Riott tries for a double axe handle off the apron. Look out, incoming! Nasty thud from that snap suplex onto the thin padding on the outside. It has no give and no remorse in it, just like Shayna Baszler. And if you need a further illustration of that being the case, Snake Eyes on the steps, right in front of Sarah Logan. I think if Shayna Baszler wanted to, she could end this match. I really do. Ruby Riott keeps on fighting back, but it's almost like Baszler's just toying with it, beating her up because she can, because she had the audacity to try and fight, to try and stand up against the Queen of Spades. Oh my. Well, those knees could have knocked her out. They really could have. Riott using the ropes to pull herself up on the outside, but only to be dragged right back into the ring. It might be for the best that Sarah Logan doesn't make a move, because she's seeing what's happening and she knows she wants no piece of it. But if you had to ask me, we are a few seconds away from what always felt like the inevitable. Paige Are you watching closely? Because this could be your fate at TLC. Kira Fuda driver. Ace of Spades clutch, as it's known as, on Ruby Riott. And Riott taps out. Destruction from Shayna Baszler. And there you have it. The #1 contender to the SmackDown Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler against Paige at TLC. The inevitable happened tonight. Will it happen on that evening as well? Well, folks, another announcement to come our way next week. Tommaso Ciampa will have his celebration with Goldie with his WWE Championship next week on SmackDown, but here tonight he'll be in the building, and an opponent of his choosing, someone he said he could trust, will take on Kazuchika Okada. If Okada wins, he gets the rematch at TLC for the title. But of course, if he loses, it's the end of the road for the Rainmaker. The coin drops, the theme plays. The crowd cheers as he makes his way out. 290 plus days Kazuchika Okada was WWE Champion for. The 4th longest reign, I believe, in the history of this company. Only 2 men had longer reigns with singles titles than Kazuchika Okada, and they are 2 of his biggest rivals, Bobby Fish and Seth Rollins. Kazuchika Okada seems more than on his way to beating the record held by Fish with that WWE title, and he beat Seth Rollins on that evening, but everything was taken away from him. There was a little bit of outcry as well last week for Okada, for the way he was discussing, for the way he was saying that Ciampa was disrespectful in many ways. A lot of people said in response, Okada should have been aware of it. That's what the briefcase is for. That's what the briefcase is about. Taking a chance when your opponent is weaker. Okada believes a lot in pride, a lot in honor, a lot about that fighting spirit that is instilled in a lot of Japanese wrestlers. And he certainly did not take what happened well at Survivor Series. But Okada has always been ensconced with that WWE title. Remember when he lost it to Brock Lesnar. Remember the downfall of the Rainmaker. I'm sure Okada does not want a repeat of that. He wants to remain the Rainmaker. He wants to remain the ace of SmackDown. He wants to remain one of the very best in the world. And in Okada's mind, if you have to ask me, he can't do it without that WWE title. And now we wait for the choice of Ciampa. Well, he said it was going to be someone he could trust. And why not go to the only man who he's let stand by his side on SmackDown? Mojo Rawley will represent Ciampa here this evening. He was Ciampa's selection. In a way, it doesn't shock me one bit. In a way, I think Ciampa's playing with Okada's head. I think this is mind games from the Blackheart. He knows why he chose him. He wanted Okada thinking this whole week that he was in for a massive fight, that he was studying the playbook of guys like Brian Cage, Bobby Fish even. But Ciampa and Mojo have been a bond over the last few months. It was Mojo who helped Ciampa hold on to that WWE Championship, to that Money in the Bank briefcase rather, a few weeks before Survivor Series. Mojo has saved Ciampa on more than one occasion. And now Mojo will try and repay him here tonight. Rope break there. Oh, look at that. Okada stared into the soul, if he even has one, of Tommaso Ciampa as he got up to his feet and immediately shows no remorse with that DDT there. Mojo Rawley has to fight Okada here this evening. But I said it was mind games, and by that I mean, look, let's be real, I don't think Mojo Rawley's going to beat Kazuchika Okada. If anything, Okada being in the mental state that he's in is even more of a downside for Mojo Rawley. He's got a pissed off Kazuchika Okada in that ring. Not the respectful, rule-following, adoring and inspirational Rainmaker, but the Rainmaker we saw against the likes of Corin, Shinsuke Nakamura, back at the end of 2018 and the start of last year. This isn't the Okada that went 71-18 with Seth Rollins. This is the Okada that you do not want to cross one bit. And I think that it's mind games, because I think Ciampa wants him to win. I'll be honest with you. I think Ciampa wants him to win so they can have that rematch and he can beat Kazuchika Okada once and for all. Basement drop kick there from the Rainmaker. Mojo is very much on the back foot. All Ciampa gets to do is eye up, read the playbook of the Rainmaker, and sink further into the head of Kazuchika Okada. You know that's where Ciampa loves to live. Not with his actions in the ring. His favorite actions are the talking game and the mental game. And on SmackDown, if you had to ask me, I don't think anyone does it better than the Blackheart. Kazuchika Okada said it himself last week, he can't sleep because of losing that title. Ciampa's already dominating the mental game. And he's trying to continue it here tonight by psyching out Okada ahead of this contest. And credit where it's due, Mojo Rawley, maybe I slept on him, because he is taking the fight to the Rainmaker right now. Maybe Okada's judgment is too clouded, and it's allowing Rawley to slip in here. Nerve grip applied on the shoulder here by Rawley. He is wearing down Okada, trying to take the Rainmaker out of him. You've got to imagine as well, having gone 71-18, having had all of those bouts that he's had throughout all of last year, Okada has never really had time to recover. So he's not at 100%. This, you know, I said what I said earlier, but the upset could still be on the card. Mojo Rawley could really do maybe an accidental solid for Ciampa, but there's the drop kick from the Rainmaker, and there's the pose. Okada is in no playing mood. And Mojo Rawley is about to experience it. Tombstone! Rainmaker pose will be struck. And I believe TLC is on its way. Rainmaker, no! Mojo Rawley counters the Rainmaker. And arm drags Okada down. Look out here again. Spinning full Nelson slam. Ciampa willing on Rawley on the outside, cheering him on as the back of Okada is being tormented and tortured in this contest right now. Mojo Rawley, as the boos rain around the arena for him. He countered the Rainmaker. Is he one move shy? Is he a hyperdrive away from denying Okada the rematch at TLC? Rawley's going to take a risk, and a big one. Top rope. He got the knee drop, and he's going to look for the hyperdrive. He is going to look to beat Okada. Has the arm. Oh, Okada with the forearm in the face. Not a chance. German suplex from the Rainmaker now. And I think some fire has just boiled over within Kazuchika Okada. On the apron, drop kick. Oh! Big thud on the outside for Mojo Rawley. And Okada doesn't give him a second to recover. On the shoulders. Snake eyes into the apron. Tommaso Ciampa may have only engulfed the situation here tonight. The anger and the fire within Okada may be on another level. Look out. Mojo Rawley trying to recover in the ring. Drop kick from the top from the Rainmaker. And just like with Shayna Baszler earlier, this match might be over already, but Okada wants to torment Mojo Rawley. He wants to make Mojo Rawley feel the pain he has felt since Survivor Series. And he wants to let Tommaso Ciampa know it's on his way. German suplex. Rainmaker. See you at TLC, Tommaso Ciampa, because Okada's number one contender. Hello! With Goldie! Goldie across the head! The WWE title across the head of Kazuchika Okada. Ciampa blindsided him with a title. And the fairy tale ending on Okada. Ciampa going outside of the ring, ordering Mojo back up to his feet. They're going to try and maim him. They're going to try and maim Okada here. Ciampa with a steel chair now. No, this can't happen. Mojo going to use the chair here. Hang on a minute, Kevin Owens. Owens coming to the aid. Chasing them out of the ring. Bad blood never rests.